success. So I started thinking about it, and I'm like, man, I've had a pretty crazy life. And I grew up in a small town, a coal mining town in Hinton, Alberta, Canada, and then later Salmon Arm, British Columbia. My dad worked in the coal mines. Life wasn't easy for me ever, but I never knew any different because we didn't grow up with a lot, but I always got provided for. My dad always did stuff, but I think most of his, well, all of his paycheck went to us kids, and I had a brother and a sister. And, for me, it was trying to play hockey and to try to develop as a hockey player. But the struggle was real. We came from a town of a few thousand people. We didn't have a lot of money. I remember one year my dad told me that I was going to have to buy my own hockey equipment, and I got a paper route, and I got another job. And I was, using my own money to buy my own gear because things were that tight for our family. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get to play hockey that year. Now, for those of you who don't know, I did end up making it to the NHL, but there were constant struggles. Every single level that I went, there was a struggle. I was really little. I was pretty good. That's all I did. It was a frozen town, so we'd skate on the outdoor rinks all day. But I would play with kids that were 2 years older than me to get more competition. But they were much bigger than me, much faster, much stronger. So that's a struggle. How do I adapt? How do I survive out there without getting killed by these bigger players? Right? I remember at the age of 12, I got invited to a training camp by accident of 16 to 20-year-olds. And I wrote about it in my book, The Comeback, My Journey Through Heaven and Hell. I wrote about this story where I basically got invited to this camp I wasn't supposed to be at. We didn't have much money, so I slept the night in my dad's truck outside the hockey arena. The next morning we wake up and there's these 16 to 20-year-old kids walking in there, and there's only one arena. And I said to my dad, I go, those guys aren't on my training camp, are they? He said, I don't think so. They all drove there themselves. I'm with my dad. I walk in for registration and they look at me and they say, my dad's like, hey, I'm here to register Dave Scatchard. And they're looking over my head, looking for my big brother or something. And my dad's like, he's right here. And they're like checking my name, and they're like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 12. And they're like, something's wrong here. This is main camp. This is where the big boys play. And I'm like, well, I just slept the night in my dad's truck in the freezing cold, and, I'd like to play. There's this conversation that goes on with the general manager. I end up going out there. They let me do one skate. I survived, but that was a struggle. I was terrified. I was terrified to go do the uncertain thing that I'd never done. I never played against 16 to 20-year-olds. My first shift, there's a line brawl. Everybody's fighting. I'm like 12 with this full cage on and Cooper all pants. And I'm watching these guys beat the crap out of each other. And I'm like, what have I gotten myself into, right? I was terrified.